And there's this element of you being worried about imposter syndrome, you being worried that this new path that you really, really wanted to go on, that this path that you wanted to go on, you're worried that you're not going to come across the way that in your head you've envisioned that you'll come across. So it's like, okay, if you're wanting to be a content creator, for example, and so you did all the things, you got your channel ready, your logo ready, you just start putting out videos. Say you've put in your first like 2 or 3 videos, and then now you're panicking and you're like, oh my God, like, can people tell that I'm faking it? Like, this is unnatural to me because I don't do it all the time, but I've dreamt of this moment so many times, or I've practiced so many times, or I had dreams and fantasy, whatever it is, where I envisioned myself doing this. But now that I'm doing this, I'm so worried about how I'm being perceived. So that's some of you that are going through that. Others of you are learning, you're growing, you are, there is a work element here. So I think that overwhelm could be, maybe some of you are juggling a couple of jobs. It could be something that you've recently taken on, because there is an energy here of an ending and a new beginning. So you could have been working in one job, but then you knew you wanted to, say you're a graphic designer, but you've always wanted to write a book. And so your day job, you're doing your graphic design. And then once you clock out, you're now working on this novel. And so you're kind of feeling the overwhelm of you prioritizing your goals, your wants, your needs. So it's a good thing, but it doesn't mean that it's not an awkward transition. It's perfectly fine if during transition you're feeling a little like it's a little bit heavy. It happens to the best of us. And let this reading be confirmation to you that I see you. You're working so hard. Follow your instincts. The fact that you started this new thing is for a reason, even if it's a lesson, even if it's something long term. Sometimes how we go into something isn't like the expectations we go into something with. We don't get what we've imagined we'll get. Sometimes we just get a lesson, but other times we get something bigger and grander than we could have ever envisioned for ourselves because we were thinking small. I think a lot of us, especially, I feel like if you identify, it's such a weird thing to say, but you know what I mean? If you identify as someone who's, okay, I am a good person, you know, like morally, like I could justify my own behavior, and I know I don't need anyone else's approval. Like I know I'm a good person. I feel like people like that, because I definitely identify as that. I think people that are like that are the ones that are so concerned about coming across as fake when they are being authentic. And it's because there is actually so much fakery in this world. And sometimes you are worried that people are going to fall for the tricks of the person performing authenticity as opposed to you being authentic. Perfectly valid, by the way. So yeah, if you're watching this and that resonates with you, I see you. Keep doing you. I don't think you get impulses for no reason. If you get an impulse to study something, an impulse to look into something, an impulse to wear a certain color on a certain day, to me, all of those things are just you being at one with the universe and following. Imagine you get lost in the woods, or your Hansel and Gretel. Didn't they leave like breadcrumbs or something like that to try and find their way? I kind of feel like when you get certain impulses in life to follow a train of thought, it's like you're following the breadcrumbs that are being left. Who knows by who? The higher power, your future self, your own